So today is Vesak Day, and that's the day where Buddhists all around the world get together to celebrate the birth, the enlightenment, and the passing into parinirvana of Shakyamuni Buddha. And I'll always remember when I used to teach Buddhist Sunday school to 9-year-olds, one day one of the kids raised his hand and was like, "Teacher, are you telling me that the Buddha was born, enlightened, and died on the same day?" And I was like, he has a good point. So anyhow, it's clear that this is a holiday that's merely designated and conceived of, labeled, designated by the mind. And I guess I used to think of it that way sometimes because one of my teachers always said, you don't have to wait for a special day to make merit. You should be making merit and celebrating the Buddha's life every day. But now that I've moved here to the West, where we don't have a big Buddhist community, I do think there is something very special about coming together with a big group of people who share your, I'm going to say the F word, faith. This big, overwhelming feeling of wanting to be part of this whole that's moving in the same direction. So that's what I love very much about Vesak in Singapore, and I wanted to share a bit about what different centers do, because I had the privilege to belong to different centers. So one thing that comes to mind is what the Amitabha Buddhist Center would do, and still does. Many Buddhist centers are located in the red light district of the country because the rent is cheap. And what Amitabha Buddhist Center would do, they would rent or pay for this huge open space next to the subway station. And they would transform that whole space into a huge holy space. They have this massive tanka of all the Buddhas, set up holy objects. So you'd get out the subway, and I guess people are there to, have a good time or to get good food. There was very good food in that area. And they would see a huge tanka. I just imagine the kind of impact that had on people's minds, right? You're not expecting that at the red light district. And that's usually set up for at least a few days or a week, I think. So you could show up, and there were many stations where you could make merit, like copying out mantra rolls, turning prayer wheels, making offerings, and then on the day of Vesak itself, monks and the lay community too would participate in big pujas out in the open. So I like to think of that, the sound, permeating the whole red light district, purifying the air in some way. Yeah, so that was what Amitabha Buddhist Center would do every year. And also a major part of the festivities for the day would, the biggest temple in the country would organize what's called the 3-step one bow, which, I don't know, till today, I find it remarkable that people will line up 1 week ahead to get tickets to do this practice, which basically involves making 3 steps and doing one bow while chanting the Buddha's name, and you go around the entire temple doing that. And it's a big temple, so it takes almost about 2 hours. And this would start the night before Vesak, and it runs overnight because thousands and thousands of people are coming. If you didn't line up for a ticket, then you might get the 3 a.m. slot, which people were still bowing at 3 in the morning. And all around the temple, things would be going on. People would be meditating. There would be food fair, carnival type activities. The youth group would be doing stuff. One year there was even a rock concert to launch a CD involving the abbot chanting. That was the first and last of rock concerts in the temple. So as you can see, Vesak is a very auspicious time to renew your refuge and faith in the Buddha, to get together with like-minded spiritual friends. And here in the West, even if you are alone practicing, today the Abbey sent out an emailer that said, suggested a whole bunch of things you can do, including taking the 8 Mahayana precepts, which is what we did this morning. And here at the Abbey, we'll spend the rest of the day making merit too, doing Lama Chupa Puja, reciting In Praise of Dependent Origination by J. Rinpoche, and just celebrating as a community. So you might want to get together with a friend or two just to share in your joy at having met the Dharma. And so one thing I think about a lot is I do hope that in the very long run, we are creating the causes for there to be thousands of people, millions celebrating Vesak in all the places in the world where the Dharma may not have reached or flourished yet. And that one day maybe at Sravasti Abbey we'll have thousands and thousands descending upon the place, ruining the land, stepping all over the plants, to make merit together on Vesak Day.